The famous story of the Trojan Horse comes from a conflict between the Greeks and the Trojans that took place 3,000 years ago, or about 1,000 years BC. It's a legend, of course. Nobody is sure if the battle really took place or not, but it's a great story nevertheless, with a good message that we can read about in the book by Homer called the Iliad and the Odyssey, and also in another book called Aeneid by Roman poet Virgil. The Greeks had tried very hard for 10 years to get into the city of Troy, but they couldn't penetrate the walls. One of the Greeks, called Odysseus, arrives at a cunning plan. A massive wooden horse is built, and a group of the best Greek soldiers hide inside the horse. The Greeks pretend to sail away from Troy, leaving the horse behind as a gift. The Trojans thought this was a sign of peace and wheeled the massive horse inside the city walls. At night, when the city was sleeping, the Greek soldiers inside the horse jumped out and opened the gates, so the rest of the Greek army who had been hiding nearby could enter the city and conquer it, therefore putting an end to the conflict once and for all. There is said to have been between 30 and 40 warriors inside the horse, including Odysseus himself. It took 3 days to construct it, and there was an inscription carved on it saying the horse was an offering to Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare. Some had a feeling of uneasiness about the horse. The Trojan priest, Laocoon, was suspicious about it, announcing, "Do not trust the horse. I fear Greeks, even those that bring gifts." And even Helen of Troy believed it to be a trick. Princess Cassandra, the daughter of Priam, the king of Troy, also sensed doom and thought that the horse would be the downfall of the city. All their doubts were ignored, to their own peril. Some historians believe that it wasn't a horse but a ship with men hidden inside. Ships in those days often had horses' heads as figurines on the bow, and ships were known as seahorses. Perhaps throughout the years some things got lost in translation. Archaeological digs have proven that the city of Troy was heavily damaged in an earthquake, which some believe gave rise to the story of the Trojan Horse. All the same, there are valuable lessons to be learned from the story. If your gut instinct tells you something is wrong, then you should listen to it. It's a warning sign, and if you ignore it, it can have disastrous consequences. The story also tells us not to accept gifts that are not given from a place of love and are given only under false pretenses, with perhaps an ulterior motive or an expectation of something to be given in return. In the world of computers, there is a malicious malware known as a Trojan Horse, which seeks to gain illegal access to a computer by tricking the user into thinking it's safe to install. Of course, once installed, it steals data. The term Trojan Horse has historically become known as a phrase connected with trickery, deception, fraud, and malintent. However, the word Trojan is not all bad news. The expression working like a Trojan is used to refer to someone who is working hard, and there is a successful record label called Trojan, which has recorded some amazing hits over the years. As always, there are links below to listen to the music, and thank you very much for taking the time to visit.